Good morning, good afternoon, happy Wednesday, whenever you're watching this. I want to make a quick video just to review a couple things that you guys have been working on the past few days, and just to kind of update you with a couple of announcements. So this is what we got for the rest of the year. We'll be here, we'll be meeting on the computer, but we're going to make the best of it. I will be having the live lessons probably twice a week. So right now, definitely on Mondays. For this week, I have one scheduled for tomorrow. For Thursday is a review for the acid-base unit assessment for Friday. So that'll be at 12 o'clock again, normal time. What else? You might have noticed a couple slightly different things when I post assignments. I'm still going day by day by day. So very simple. If I tell you that you're missing an assignment from a particular day, you just click on that date and that is what the assignment is. That's whatever I don't have. So hopefully that keeps it nice and easy and organized for you. Sometimes you'll see things posted as an assignment, and sometimes you'll see it posted as material. They're two little different icons on the side. That's it. The reason I'm posting some things as material is because when I look at everything in the grade book, if I say assignment, it still shows up in the grade book, even though I wasn't maybe necessarily having you submit something that day. So if I just put it down as material, it's still work you have to do, but it's just a day where you don't have to turn something in. So it kind of just cleans up the whole gradebook system a little bit for everybody, so we can focus more on what should have been turned in and what doesn't need to be turned in, what needs to be completed but not turned in. I've been going through the grades. I've been contacting students. Please stay on top of the work. I know a grading system has been figured out for the fourth marking period. I don't know what that is yet. I think I actually will hear about it today. Once that gets passed down to us, we'll pass it along to you. But I know that's getting set up basically as we speak. So that's going to be something that's going to be, completed and ready for you and for us to tell you exactly what's going to be going on with grades. So with that being said, I don't want anybody going into the end of the year, because it is May, we are at the end of the year. I don't want anybody going in with a lot of missing assignments. So if I am sending you messages, it's because I don't want to see you maybe drop below a pass fail threshold if that's the case. Or if it is a numerical grade, I obviously want you to get the best numerical grade possible. So those are just a couple things that I wanted to mention to you of, we still need to get the work done. There is still a requirement, at least some type of minimum requirement for this fourth marking period. Okay, so what I want to do is go over the acid-base indicator lab that you all turned in. I've returned them all to everybody. I messaged people yesterday. If they did not have it completed, I asked you to complete it yesterday. So I will be double checking those. But I want to go over the indicator because we had a little bit of trouble with understanding what the color ranges are. So first thing I would recommend is go back and watch the video from Thursday. That was April 30th. Please go back and watch that video, which just covers indicators. Also, Monday's live lesson that was recorded, I did cover indicators then as well. So we reviewed that, and I want to specifically go over the worksheet right now. So if you take a look, I have the acid-base indicator table, table M, on my computer here, so you can see that. Just again to review what this is telling us. Methyl orange, it tells us that there's a color change range of 3.1 to 4.4. And that color change is red to yellow. So that means that, let's say I had a whole bunch of solutions lined up going from a pH of 0 to a pH of 14. As I go from 0 to 14, we're going to start off with the color red from a pH of 0 to 3.1. Then as soon as I hit 3.1 and go to 4.4, that red is going to slowly change to yellow. All right, so that's the range in which the one color changes to the other color. All the solutions that have a pH of 4.4 up to 14, they will all have they will have a color of yellow. Okay, so within that range, we cannot pinpoint a color. So your answers on that lab activity, whenever you're asked about, a pH range during a specific color, your answers should never be within the range on table M. Okay, because we don't know the exact color that it is within that range. It's slowly changing from red to yellow, or with bromthiamyl blue from yellow to blue, or phenolphthalein from colorless to pink. So your answers will never be within that range. And a lot of people did that because I think they just thought like, okay, here's a range and this is what the table's telling me, but we have to understand what's going on with that. So I just want to show you something, little drawing here. It's not great, but maybe it'll work. Okay, maybe this will make sense to you. So if you take a look at this, I drew out litmus and thymol blue. And the first thing I want you to see is across the top, I just went from 0 to 14. Okay, that's our pH scale. For litmus, if I take a look at litmus on the indicator table, on table M right here, litmus, from 4.5 to 8.3, we're going to get a color change of red to blue. So if you notice, I blocked out 4.5 to 8.3 on this pH scale. And I did not draw any colors in because I cannot specify exactly what color is at exactly every pH. But I do know that at 4.5, that's when the red starts turning to blue. So that means everything below 4.5 is going to be red. Okay, everything from 0 to 4.5 is going to be red. Now we slowly change. We hit 8.3, we are completely blue. And then from 8.3 to 14, we are now all blue. All of those pHs are blue. Okay, for thymol blue, our color change occurs from 8.0 to 9.6. So from 0 to 8.0, all yellow. Everything is yellow. Which is now, this is a little bit tricky because 0 to 8 covers acids and just a little bit of base because it goes just past that pH of 7. So if I said that something turns yellow in thymol blue, I couldn't specifically say if it was an acid or a base. It's most likely an acid, but there's that slight little chance that it could be a base. Then from 8 to 9.6, we are changing from yellow, maybe a little bit of green color, and then we hit blue at 9.6. So 9.6 to 14, all blue. All those pHs will turn blue with that indicator. Okay, so those were the first types of questions that you got. So if we take a look at the indicator lab, the first part here, part 1, is simply asking you, complete the chart, what color will you have with what pH range? So if I'm saying what color will you have, it is a definite color. It cannot be within that color changing range because we don't know. So bromthiamyl blue, just gonna shorten this up a little bit so we can see. If we go right down the list there, bromthiamyl blue, 0 to 6 has to be yellow, 7.6 to 14 has to be blue. Phenolphthalein, 0 to 8 has to be colorless, 9 to 14 has to be pink. Now, most of us were good with this first column. We were good with that first color. But over here in that second range, this is where a few people put down that color changing range from table M, which it can't be because we don't know we can't say there's a definite color. All right, so that's why we have to go outside of the range and then go up to 14. Okay, so that's what you're looking for there. And then you would have that second color. Okay, so I want you to just check your work here real quick. All right, I will scroll up if you have to pause the video. Okay, so just double check that. I would say overall, though, we did a nice job with that. There were a couple people that did get confused with that. Let's see. Part 2, using table M, what colors would you expect the following indicators to turn when added to the specified solution? Okay, so here we go. Now I'm giving you a specific color. you're going to tell me the range. And again, your answer must be outside of this range listed because that's the color changing range. I'm giving you a specific color. So litmus blue, well, we just talked about litmus. 8.3 or higher is when it's going to be blue. Okay, so that was, again, basically this. It's going to be blue after we hit 8.3 and continue on all the way up to 14. Thymol blue will be blue at 9.6 to 14. Methyl orange will turn red from 0 to 3.1. Bromcrystal green, 5.4 to 14, it'll be blue. Litmus will be red from 0 to 4.5, and bromthymol blue will be yellow from 0 to 6.0. Okay, so again, if you notice, all of my answers are outside of that color changing range on table M because I'm giving you a specific color that you have to find on either side. Now, this is where we got a little bit confused. What we have to look at here is 2 indicators. Now, last Thursday when I taught this in the video, there was a multiple choice question that actually used 3 indicators. So towards the end of that video, there's another good question where I take the 3 indicators and I look at the results, the color results of those indicators, and I narrow down what range that solution has to be within. So I have thymol blue turning yellow. Okay, so if thymol blue is yellow, that means the pH range of that solution has to be between 0 and 8, which I have there. Litmus is red, so that means 0 to 4.5. So what is the pH range of the solution? Well, by using those 2 indicator results, I can narrow it down to 0 to 4.5, anywhere between 0 and 4.5. Why not higher? Well, because of the litmus. The litmus gives us a smaller range. As soon as I hit 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, which is within the thymol blue range, I'm not red anymore with litmus. We're changing over to blue in that range. So therefore, if it's anything greater than 4.5, the litmus will no longer be red. So we have to use that smallest range possible in order to get our final pH range. All right, so here's solution number 2. Bromcrystal green is blue, 5.4 to 14, big range. Okay, 5.4 to 14. Bromthymol blue is blue from 7.6 to 14. So what's the pH range of the solution? Well, it's got to be 7.6 to 14. That's the smaller range. Okay, if the pH of this solution number 2 was below 7.6, the bromthymol blue will no longer be blue. Okay, it'll be within that color changing range. Solution 3, we have something acidic, it's a pretty strong acid. Bromthymol blue is yellow, so that's 0 to 6. Methyl orange is red, so that's 0 to 3.1. Well, it's got to be 0 to 3.1 because, again, if that solution was greater than 3.1, had a pH greater than 3.1, that methyl orange will no longer be red. So therefore, we got to have a pH range of 0 to 3.1. This one was a little tricky because it wasn't just a 0 to something or something to 14. I gave you some ranges in between. So we have methyl orange is yellow. So that means we're somewhere between 4.4 and 14. Okay, huge range there. Then thymol blue is going to turn yellow. Yellow is going to show up between a pH of 0 and 8.0. So now what has to happen here, and I didn't draw this one out. If you were to draw out the range that methyl orange was yellow, it would be that 4.4 to 14, and then thymol blue has to be yellow from 0 to 8. That overlap in between the 2 is going to occur between 4.4 and 8.0. Okay, so I know quite a few people put down 0 to 8. It can't be 0 to 8 because If I had a pH of 0, the methyl orange will not be yellow. Okay. So that's where some people on this last one just tripped up. You did a great job on the whole lab. And then right down here, we just forgot about the fact that this range does not include 0 to 4.4. So the only time those two color ranges overlap each other would be between 4.4 and 8.0. Okay. So, like I said, I wanted to take a minute and go over that. I'm going to get this posted right away. You guys have today to catch up with any work that you need to do. You had lots of review problems that I left from Monday and Tuesday. It was a really good part of the review for this topic. You do have a unit assessment on Friday, which will be posted at 8 o'clock Friday morning, and you have your 48 hours to complete that. So that'll be up until Sunday. And I will message you as soon as I don't see after the weekend. If I don't see that completed, I will get in touch with you through Google Classroom. That's pretty much it. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. But again, do those review questions. Check your answers. I know I do have to post 1 or 2 answer key pages still that I talked about in the live lesson on Monday. But otherwise, if you have any last minute questions, feel free to pop into the live lesson tomorrow, Thursday at 12 o'clock. It will be recorded. So feel free to shut your video off if you'd like to. That's completely up to you. And I'll be available for about 20, 30 minutes or so from about 12 to 12:30. So if anybody needs to go over any work, feel free to jump in or just to say hi. I hope, like as always, guys, I hope you're all doing well. And that's about it. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you guys soon.